Here's a scribe-style, highly SEO-optimized 1-minute intro script, starting exactly as you asked. Welcome back to the channel, and today we step into the legendary world of Liberty United States of America wheat penny D mint coins, where a single copper cent can carry the weight of history and the promise of serious value. These Lincoln wheat pennies struck at the Denver Mint are among the most searched and collected coins in the American coin market, and for good reason. From rare low mintage years to mysterious mint errors, some wheat penny D coins have sold for hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases life-changing amounts of money. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden market value, historical significance, and collector secrets behind Liberty wheat pennies bearing the D mint mark, and why checking your old pennies could be the smartest move you make today. If you love rare coins, American history, and the thrill of finding treasure in pocket change, this journey into the wheat penny market is one you don't want to miss. If you want, I can now make this more dramatic and emotional chart increasing, add extra high-ranking SEO keywords, movie camera, write a full 8 to 10 minute script to match this intro. Just tell me thumbs up. The 1946 United States of America wheat penny carrying the powerful words Liberty and In God We Trust is more than just a small copper coin. It is a living piece of American history born in a moment when the world was changing forever. Minted just after World War II, this coin represents hope, recovery, and the return to normal life for millions of people. When you hold a 1946 wheat penny in your hand, you are touching a symbol of a nation stepping out of war and into a new era of growth, strength, and belief. That emotional connection alone is one of the reasons collectors across the world continue to search for this coin today. The design of the 1946 wheat penny is simple yet deeply meaningful. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait reflects unity and strength, while the word Liberty beside him reminds us of the core values the country was built upon. Above his head, In God We Trust, speaks to faith during uncertain times, a message that resonated strongly with Americans after years of global conflict. The reverse side shows two wheat ears framing the words 1 cent, symbolizing prosperity, hard work, and the agricultural backbone of the nation. This classic wheat design, which ended in 1958, makes every wheat penny instantly recognizable and highly collectible. What makes the 1946 wheat penny especially interesting is its historical timing. This was the first full year of penny production after the war had ended, meaning metal supplies were stabilizing again and the U.S. Mint was returning to traditional coinage standards. These pennies were struck in copper, giving them that rich brown or red tone that collectors love. Over time, depending on how the coin was stored, the color may range from deep chocolate brown to bright reddish hues, and that color can greatly influence its desirability and value in today's market. Collectors pay close attention to where the 1946 wheat penny was minted. Coins produced in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those struck in Denver feature a small D, and San Francisco issues carry an S. Each mint produced coins with slight differences, and some are scarcer in high-grade condition. A 1946 D or 1946 S wheat penny that has survived decades with sharp details, minimal wear, and strong original color can be far more appealing to collectors than a heavily circulated example. These small details often make the difference between an ordinary coin and a standout collectible. Condition plays a massive role in how a 1946 wheat penny is viewed today. Coins that were saved shortly after minting and never heavily circulated may still show crisp lettering, full wheat lines, and a strong strike on Lincoln's portrait. Such coins are often described as uncirculated or mint state, and they are the ones collectors compete for the most. Even circulated examples, however, remain popular because they tell a story. Every scratch and worn edge represents years of use during a pivotal time in American history. Error coins and unusual variations also add excitement to the 1946 wheat penny. Sometimes, pennies were struck off-center, with doubled letters, or with unusual marks caused during the minting process. These errors were never intentional, which makes them fascinating to collectors. Finding a genuine mint error on a 1946 wheat penny can instantly elevate its importance and desirability. Many collectors carefully examine their coins under magnification, hoping to spot a detail others may have missed. The popularity of the wheat penny series as a whole adds even more value to the 1946 issue. Wheat pennies are often the starting point for new collectors because they are affordable, historic, and visually iconic. At the same time, advanced collectors seek out the best possible examples to complete high-quality sets. This constant demand keeps interest in the 1946 wheat penny alive, making it a steady favorite in coin collecting communities around the world. Beyond money and collecting, the 1946 wheat penny holds emotional and symbolic value. It connects generations, often passed down from grandparents to grandchildren as a keepsake or lucky coin. Many people discover these pennies in old jars, drawers, or inherited collections, sparking curiosity about their past. That moment of discovery, realizing a small copper coin has survived for nearly 8 decades, is what draws so many people deeper into the world of numismatics. Today, the 1946 United States of America wheat penny with "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" continues to capture attention not because it is flashy, but because it is meaningful. It represents faith after hardship, stability after chaos, and tradition during change. Whether you are a serious collector or someone who simply appreciates history, this coin stands as a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry powerful stories across time. The 1952 United States of America wheat penny, carrying the powerful words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," is more than just a small copper coin. It is a silent witness to a transformative era in American history. Struck during the early 1950s, this wheat cent belongs to the final chapter of the iconic Lincoln wheat penny series, a design that had already captured the heart of the nation for more than 4 decades. Holding this coin today feels like holding a piece of post-war America, a time when the country was rebuilding confidence, strengthening its economy, and redefining its global identity. When you look closely at the obverse of the 1952 wheat penny, Abraham Lincoln's portrait immediately commands respect. His calm yet determined expression reflects the values the coin represents: unity, freedom, and faith. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" are not merely decorative elements. They symbolize the moral backbone of the nation during a period marked by Cold War tension and rapid industrial growth. For collectors and history lovers alike, these words add deep emotional and patriotic value to the coin. The reverse side, featuring 2 elegant wheat ears framing the words "1 cent" and "United States of America," tells its own story. The wheat design was originally chosen to represent agricultural prosperity and national self-sufficiency. By 1952, America had emerged as a dominant world power, and this humble design quietly reflected the strength of its economy and the importance of everyday citizens. It was the final decade of the wheat penny era, making each coin from this period especially meaningful. From a collector's perspective, the 1952 wheat penny is fascinating because of its mint variations. Coins were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each mint left subtle differences that can greatly influence desirability and value. A small letter beneath the date can change everything in the eyes of a collector. Even more important is the coin's condition. A sharply struck example with clear details, strong lettering, and original luster can stand far above a worn circulation piece. What truly excites collectors is the possibility of rare errors and exceptional preservation. Off-center strikes, doubled lettering, or unusual planchet issues can instantly turn an ordinary 1952 wheat penny into a highly sought-after treasure. These rare variations fuel the imagination of collectors worldwide, reminding everyone that extraordinary value can sometimes hide in the most ordinary places, even inside old jars or forgotten drawers. The historical significance of the 1952 wheat penny also adds to its appeal. This coin circulated during a time when America was entering a new technological age, yet still deeply connected to traditional values. Families used these pennies for daily transactions, children saved them in piggy banks, and businesses counted them at the end of long working days. Each coin absorbed stories, hands, and moments, making it a tangible link to everyday life in mid-20th century America. Market interest in wheat pennies has steadily grown over the years, driven by nostalgia, historical appreciation, and the thrill of discovery. While many 1952 wheat pennies remain affordable, high-grade examples and rare errors can command impressive premiums. This balance makes the coin attractive to both beginner collectors and seasoned numismatists. It offers accessibility while still carrying the potential for significant value growth. Collectors often emphasize the importance of proper storage and handling. Preserving the original surface, avoiding harsh cleaning, and using protective holders can make a dramatic difference over time. A well-preserved 1952 wheat penny not only retains its beauty but also safeguards its historical and financial worth for future generations. This careful preservation is part of what transforms coin collecting from a hobby into a lifelong passion. Beyond its material value, the 1952 wheat penny carries a deeper message. It represents trust, resilience, and continuity, values etched directly into its design. In a world that constantly changes, This small copper coin remains a reminder of enduring principles and shared history. That emotional connection is often what makes collectors hold on to such coins, even when market prices fluctuate. In the end, the 1952 United States of America wheat penny with "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" stands as a timeless symbol of American heritage. Whether discovered in circulation, inherited from a family member, or acquired intentionally for a collection, it captures a unique moment in history. Its story continues to grow with every new collector who recognizes that sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest stories. The 1953 D. Lincoln wheat penny from the United States of America is one of those coins that quietly carries history, mystery, and collector excitement all in one small copper disc. Struck at the Denver Mint, this penny bears the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the powerful words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," phrases that resonate deeply with American heritage and national identity. While millions of these coins were produced, what makes the 1953 D. wheat penny fascinating is not just how many exist, but how condition, mint characteristics, and rare anomalies can turn an ordinary-looking cent into a highly desirable collectible that commands serious attention in today's coin market. During the early 1950s, the United States was emerging from World War II and stepping into a new global role. Copper was once again readily available, and pennies returned to their traditional bronze composition after the wartime steel cents of 1943. The 1953 D. wheat penny was struck in a solid bronze alloy made primarily of copper, giving it that warm reddish-brown tone collectors love. When freshly minted, these coins had sharp details, bold lettering, and clean wheat ears on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and agricultural strength. Over time, circulation softened those details, which is why high-grade examples today feel almost frozen in time. The Denver Mint played a major role in U.S. coin production, and the small D mint mark beneath the date is more than just a letter. It's a signature of where the coin was born. Collectors pay close attention to this mark because mint-specific strikes often show unique traits. Some 1953 D wheat pennies display strong, crisp strikes, while others show softer details, especially on Lincoln's coat or the wheat stalks. These subtle differences matter greatly in numismatics, where tiny details can dramatically affect value and desirability. What truly fuels excitement around the 1953 D. wheat penny is the possibility of rare errors and exceptional condition pieces. While most circulated examples are worth only a modest premium over face value, uncirculated coins with original red luster can be worth many times more. Pennies graded in high mint state levels are scarce because copper is sensitive to handling, moisture, and environmental damage. Finding a 1953 D. wheat penny that still shines with original color, sharp rims, and clean fields is like uncovering a time capsule from mid-century America. Error coins take the intrigue even further. Off-center strikes, double dies, repunched mint marks, die cracks, and other minting irregularities can elevate this penny from common to extraordinary. These errors happened during the fast-paced minting process and were never meant to leave the mint. Yet some slipped into circulation, where they sat unnoticed for decades. Today, collectors actively search rolls, jars, and inherited collections hoping to spot one of these rare variations that could significantly increase the coin's market value. The words "In God We Trust" on the 1953 D. wheat penny hold special meaning, especially in the context of American history. During the Cold War era, this motto gained even more prominence as a reflection of national values and unity. Seeing these words on a small everyday coin reminds collectors that even the most common objects can carry powerful symbolism. For many people, this emotional and historical connection is just as important as monetary value, making the coin meaningful beyond price guides and auction results. Condition remains the single most important factor when evaluating a 1953 D. wheat penny. A heavily worn coin with smooth surfaces and faded wheat lines tells a story of years spent in pockets and cash registers across America. While such coins are affordable, they still appeal to collectors completing date and mint sets. On the other hand, lightly circulated or uncirculated examples with minimal wear, strong detail, and attractive color can be surprisingly valuable, especially when certified by professional grading services. These top-quality coins stand out in collections and often become long-term investments. Another reason this penny attracts attention is its accessibility. Unlike ultra-rare coins locked away in museums or elite collections, the 1953 D. wheat penny can still be found in old collections, estate sales, and even coin rolls. This creates a sense of possibility and excitement for new collectors. The idea that a small copper coin, overlooked for decades, could hold hidden value is what draws so many people into the world of coin collecting. Every wheat penny examined carries a spark of hope and discovery. Market interest in Lincoln wheat pennies has remained strong over the years, driven by nostalgia, historical significance, and steady collector demand. The 1953 D issue benefits from this ongoing popularity. As older generations pass down collections and new collectors enter the hobby, well-preserved examples continue to rise in demand. Coins with eye appeal, originality, and rarity factors often outperform expectations, especially when presented at the right time to the right audience. Owning a 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny is like holding a small piece of American history in your hand. It represents everyday life in the 1950s, a time of change, optimism, and national pride. Whether you have one coin or an entire roll, each piece invites closer inspection and appreciation. For collectors, investors, and history lovers alike, this humble wheat penny proves that value is not always about size or face value, but about story, condition, and the quiet power of preservation over time. The 1955 D wheat penny from the United States of America is one of those coins that quietly hides history, mystery, and serious collector interest inside a simple copper surface. At first glance it may look like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but when you look closer at the date, the Denver Mint mark, and the iconic Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions, you begin to understand why this penny still captures attention decades later. This coin was struck during a powerful era in American history, a time of post-war growth, industrial expansion, and renewed national confidence, and every detail on this wheat penny reflects that moment in time. The obverse of the 1955 D wheat penny carries Abraham Lincoln's portrait, a design that had already become a symbol of trust and continuity in American coinage. The words "In God We Trust" sit boldly above Lincoln's head, representing the deep patriotic and spiritual sentiment of the era, while the word "Liberty" rests confidently to the left. The date 1955 is clearly stamped, and just beneath it appears the small but very important D Mint mark, indicating that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. For collectors, that single letter can significantly change a coin's desirability and value depending on condition and strike quality. On the reverse side, the classic wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design that remained in circulation from 1909 until 1958. By 1955, the wheat penny design was nearing the end of its historic run, which makes later-year wheat cents like this one especially appealing. These wheat stalks symbolize prosperity, agriculture, and growth, all themes that aligned perfectly with America's mindset in the mid-1950s. Coins from this period are often collected not just for value, but for the story they tell. What makes the 1955 D wheat penny particularly interesting is its place in a year that is legendary among penny collectors. While the famous 1955 double-die penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver minted version still benefits from the overall excitement surrounding the year. Many new collectors begin their journey because they hear about 1955 pennies, and that curiosity often leads them to the 1955 D wheat penny as a more accessible yet historically rich alternative. This connection keeps demand steady and interest alive even today. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of this coin. Circulated examples are commonly found with worn details, softer lettering, and flattened wheat lines on the reverse. These coins are still collectible, especially for those building complete wheat penny sets. However, uncirculated or mint-state 1955 D wheat pennies can command much higher prices, particularly when they show strong luster, sharp strike details, and minimal marks. Coins with original red copper color are especially prized, as copper naturally darkens over time, making bright red examples increasingly rare. Another factor that collectors watch closely is strike quality. Some 1955 D wheat pennies were struck with weaker details due to heavy production demands at the Denver Mint. Finding a coin with crisp lettering, full wheat lines, and a sharp Lincoln portrait can feel like uncovering a hidden treasure. These well-struck examples stand out immediately when compared side by side with average coins, and advanced collectors are often willing to pay a premium for them. The metal composition also adds to the appeal of this coin. The 1955 D wheat penny is made primarily of copper, giving it intrinsic value beyond face value. As copper prices rise over time, interest in classic copper coins continues to grow. This makes wheat pennies attractive not only to numismatists but also to people who appreciate tangible assets tied to historical materials. The warm tone and solid feel of copper add to the sensory appeal of holding a piece of mid 20th century America in your hand. Errors and varieties, while less famous than the double die, still exist for the 1955D wheat penny and can dramatically increase its value. Off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and other minting anomalies are eagerly searched for by collectors. Even a small, unusual detail can turn an ordinary penny into a highly desirable collectible. This is why experienced collectors always recommend examining wheat pennies carefully under good lighting and magnification before dismissing them as common. Beyond value and rarity, the emotional and historical connection is what truly makes the 1955D wheat penny special. This coin may have passed through countless hands during an era when a single cent still had real purchasing power. It might have been used to buy candy, saved in a child's coin jar, or carried in a pocket during a time of optimism and growth. Every scratch and mark can be seen as a trace of real human history, something modern coins often lack. For collectors building a complete Lincoln wheat penny set, the 1955D is an essential piece. It represents the later years of the series, bridging the gap between early 20th century coinage and the modern era that followed. Owning this coin brings a sense of completion and continuity, connecting earlier rare dates with the final wheat pennies minted before the design changed forever in 1959. Interest in the 1955D wheat penny continues to grow as more people discover coin collecting through online platforms, auctions, and educational videos. As supplies of high-grade examples slowly shrink into private collections, well-preserved coins become harder to find on the open market. This ongoing demand keeps the coin relevant and ensures that it remains a popular topic among collectors, historians, and enthusiasts alike. In the end, the 1955D United States of America wheat penny is far more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a small copper witness to history, carrying the powerful words, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust," into the present day. Whether you are a beginner discovering wheat pennies for the first time or a seasoned the 1950D Liberty, "In God We Trust" wheat penny is one of those United States coins that quietly captures attention the moment it's mentioned among collectors, because it represents the final chapter of the iconic wheat cent era while also carrying the identity of the Denver Mint. Struck in 1950, this coin was produced at a time when America was stepping into a new decade filled with post-war confidence, industrial growth, and cultural change. Every detail on this penny reflects that moment in history, from the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse to the classic wheat ears on the reverse that had defined the 1-cent coin since 1909. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile stands strong and dignified, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head appears the word, "Liberty," while directly in front of his face is the powerful national motto, "In God We Trust." These words are more than decoration. They represent the values and beliefs of the United States during the mid-20th century. Below the date, 1950, you'll notice the small but important D mint mark, identifying this penny as having been struck at the Denver Mint. That single letter plays a major role in how collectors evaluate and search for this coin today. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design that made wheat pennies legendary. Two stylized wheat stalks frame the words, "1 cent," and "United States of America," with "E pluribus unum" arching across the top. This agricultural imagery symbolized prosperity, hard work, and abundance, themes that resonated strongly with Americans at the time. The wheat design would come to an end just a few years later in 1958, making the 1950D penny part of the final generation of this beloved series. From a composition standpoint, the 1950D wheat penny is made primarily of copper, with a small amount of tin and zinc. This classic bronze alloy gives the coin its rich reddish-brown color when well preserved. Over decades of circulation, many examples toned to darker brown shades, while higher-grade pieces may still display original red or red-brown luster. Color is a crucial factor in determining desirability, as collectors place a premium on coins that retain more of their original mint brilliance. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1950, meaning the coin is not considered rare in circulated condition. However, scarcity increases dramatically when condition improves. While worn examples are commonly found, sharply struck coins with minimal marks, strong detail in Lincoln's hair and coat, and crisp wheat lines on the reverse are far more difficult to locate. This is where the 1950D wheat penny begins to stand out as a serious collector's coin rather than just pocket change. Condition plays a massive role in value and collectability. Coins graded in lower circulated conditions are typically affordable and popular with beginner collectors who want to complete a date and mint set. As you move into higher uncirculated grades, especially those with full original luster and minimal contact marks, the demand rises sharply. Coins professionally graded by major grading services often command much stronger prices, as collectors trust the authentication and condition assessment. Another important factor to watch for is strike quality. Some 1950 D wheat pennies were struck more softly than others, resulting in weaker details, particularly on the wheat stalks and Lincoln's jawline. Well-struck examples with bold lettering and sharp design elements are far more desirable. Even among uncirculated coins, strike quality can separate an average piece from a truly premium example. Collectors also pay close attention to errors and varieties. While major varieties for the 1950 D wheat penny are limited compared to some other dates, any unusual features such as off-center strikes, double details, or planchet errors can significantly increase interest and value. These coins are often discovered years later, making every careful inspection worthwhile. Many collectors enjoy searching rolls or old collections in hopes of finding something unexpected. Beyond value, the 1950 D wheat penny holds strong historical and emotional appeal. It represents everyday American life during a time when pennies still carried meaningful purchasing power. These coins passed through countless hands, from shopkeepers to schoolchildren, quietly witnessing decades of history. Holding one today is like holding a small, tangible piece of mid-century America. For collectors building a Lincoln wheat penny set, the 1950 D is an essential piece. It fits perfectly into the late series lineup and serves as a reminder of how the design evolved before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Whether you're a beginner filling album slots or an advanced collector chasing high-grade examples, this coin offers both accessibility and challenge. Proper storage is essential if you own a 1950 D wheat penny, especially in higher grades. Copper coins are sensitive to moisture, air, and handling, so protective holders, stable environments, and minimal contact help preserve color and surface quality. Preserving the coin today ensures that its historical and collector value remains intact for future generations. The 1950 D Liberty, In God We Trust, wheat penny may appear simple at first glance, but its story runs deep.